Fix is about to begin.
Christ, share it far wide.
The Daily Fix is about to begin.
Christ, share it far wide.
The Daily Fix is about to begin.
Christ, share it far wide.
The Daily Fix is about to begin.
Christ, share it far wide.
The Daily Fix makes my image even worse than it is. And I'm already the biggest freak on earth. And you know it.
K Daly rocks! Make America Daily Fix again! Trump Daily!
John, what exactly got you to consider becoming a Republican?
Well, the Daily Fix podcast, of course, it's a no-brainer.
D-A-L-Y to the F-I-X. Party in the mix. 2026. Get the rhythm. You can't resist the show. Everybody knows this is the Daily Fix.
It's the Daily Fix podcast, the most entertaining and most informative, truthful conservative streaming podcast in America. Post it, quote post it, share it out far and wide before we start the show. On air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Everyone's down with Drax and DCK.
DC, I'm hooked on phonics.
K Daly with 40 years in the political arena, joined by Drax.
We're entering the Strait of Hormuz.
I am Doc Schwab. And the real story behind the headlines. No spin, no scripts, just real talk on DC politics. And what matters to America first, patriots. Standing strong with President Trump and fighters like Ken Paxton. We're here to cut through the noise and deliver the truth. D-L-Y to the F-I-X. Party in the mix. 2026. Get the rhythm. You can't resist the show. Everybody knows this is the Daily Fix. I don't love or fake news. I just want my daily.
The other shows ain't got nothing on Drax and K Daly. Not even close.
From the DC trenches, 40 years in the fight. K Daly battled the swamp, brought truth to the light. Hollywood in turn turned DC warrior queen. Now fixing the narrative on the live stream with Drax by her side. Satire, sharp as steel, unfiltered, no scripts. This is how we D-A-L-Y to the
This is Texas. This is not.
There are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6.
This is Texas. This is not.
The American flag is such a complicated symbol for most of us.
This is Texas. This is not.
They're going to call me a radical leftist.
This is Texas. This is not.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, and just say this because it's on my mind, the trans children.
This is Texas. This is not.
Our southern border should be like our front porch. There should be a giant welcome mat out front.
This is Texas. This is not.
It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption. I am proud to say that our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign.
This is Texas. This is not.
Daily Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. Oh, baby. Oh, Daily Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. Oh, baby. in the wire, power in the vein. Plugging in the jack just to numb the brain. 010, yeah, the sequence is right. We're hunting for the signal in the dead of the night. The skyline's glowing like a circuit board. I'm a data string junkie looking for the chord. Forget the oxygen, give me the bass. I need the digital sweat.
O'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock. Where Bodie is cooking up some memes to make the liberals scream way out there on the West Coast. That's right. It's time to get your news served up straight with me and DCK at 8 on National Dog Day, so don't be late. Look at that. We got all our dogs in the house tonight. I got Chico here. He's already growling at something out the window, or maybe at me. I don't know yet. And we also got Winston. TK, I brought my own.
Leo.
Winston
And he's
Leo.
wearing something special, Drax. He wants to be his Uncle Drax. So he's got his bling chain on. He's got his cap. And he's got his black T-shirt. And it says, "The Prince has arrived."
The prince has arrived. He lives like a prince on that island. Oh, my goodness. Look, I got little Chico with me, Kay. He could eat your little dog.
I know. Hi, look, it's a puppy.
Miniature Doberman.
Look, it's a puppy. Chico.
See, Chico, he's looking at the cat out the window now. Chico is here with me. Leo is here with me, Leo Winston, and also DCK Daly. It's great to see everybody starting to roll in here on National Dog Day out there on X. We've seen a lot of dogs. We're going to see them more today. But you know, our show is always brought to you by, that's right, our friends over at Community Notes, wishing you a fantastic Dog Day here on X, kind of like Groundhog's Day. I feel like I'm doing it again, but I heard it's every month now. They're keeping X's timeline safe for a better tomorrow.
You know, Drax, he was not willing to wear his Drax glasses though yet. So
yeah, he wouldn't cooperate with that.
He wouldn't cooperate with the glasses yet.
I think Chico didn't want to cooperate with any of this. Chico already bit me once on the way up the stairs.
Chico knows you well.
Chico, look at him. He's shy. He's shy.
Oh yeah, I can see he's real shy.
He's shy. Oh my
He's hiding. He's hiding.
Great to see everybody already rolling in. Lisa, just in meth, Beast. I see Bodie out there. Jess is in the house. Buckster, my brother Buck's down there. Make sure you guys know your routine. Share it out far and wide to your friends, your team rooms, the enemies we might have made, we might have had that might not be, too glad to see us. Stick it in their DM, see if they want to come in. Quote it out, and I promise you we'll tiptoe through the tulips. We will even grab the dogs, throw a leash on them, walk backwards through the darkness. We will get over there. We will repost those quote posts, drive them up to whatever timeline's left on X, put them in a cannon, pack them in there real tight, because we're going to blast them all the way out over to Iran. We'll see if our friends in the sand want to lend us a hand if there's anything left of all their land right here tonight on the Daily Fix. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. We made it with the dog. Yes, isn't this like Groundhog's Day? We had National Dog Day. And
yes, they want to upset, I believe, the Muslim population since they don't like dogs.
Well, then we're going to have National Dog Day more often.
Yes, only once a month.
You got Winston. He's yours, but I'm just babysitting little Chico.
Leo.
Winston, Leo. I think he looks like a Winston still.
I know. Well, he's okay.
Well,
Leo.
This one's name is Ricky, but
Ricky?
I named him Chico. So see,
Well,
I thought yours Winston. Yeah, doesn't he look like the Taco Bell dog?
Yeah. Well, no. What do you
God.
think? What do you think, Leo?
But yeah, a lot of dogs out there in the feed today. And check this out, man. We got a little montage put together by Bodie of almost all the dogs, not all of them, but we got as many as we could that have been down there on the timeline today on X. As everybody's celebrating this month's version of Dog Day.
Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. I want my Daily Fix. Oh, Daily Fix. The Daily Fix. Static in the wire. power in the vein. Plugging in the jack just to numb the brain. 010, yeah, the sequence is right. We're hunting for the signal in the dead of the night. The skylines glowing like a circuit board. I'm a data string junkie looking for the chord. Forget the oxygen, give me the bass. I need the digital sweat dripping off my face. Upload the rhythm, download the heat. Sinking my pulse to the ghost in the beat. Low battery, no, we never go low. Switch to the backup and let the juice flow. Midnight circuit, heartbeat in the mix. Turn it up loud.
The dogs were vexed. Ricky has already left. He bit me and took off.
Yes, you're a star, Leo.
Ricky,
You're a star.
on the fix, okay?
You're a star, buddy.
And Winston and Ricky bit me already and took off. Little bastard.
No, Leo's not pleased, but he's here. Yeah.
That little Chico, man, son of a gun.
I gotta tell you, there's actually interesting news that I've got thrown over the transom to me, and you played the Tallarico ad.
That guy, he's something else.
Gotta tell you, Ken Paxton has secured over $1 billion with a B dollars from in the Meta settlement, which was a $16 billion settlement since the attorneys general in different states came after Meta to protect Texas children online. So what they're going to do with it is really interesting. Apparently, they're going to set a new standard for technology in the state of Texas. They're going to fund remediation efforts, including youth mental health services, crisis resources, digital literacy initiatives, after-school programs, and grants for Texas schools. What this means is what they're going to do, the whole child detransitioning program that has been rumored about in Texas, that's now going to be part of this grant program. So that children in the great state of Texas are not going to suffer when they've been convinced to transition. So congratulations, Attorney General Paxton. Hopefully soon to be Senator Paxton.
We'll get in there, man. This Tallarico guy is nuts. Everybody knows it.
I know.
Got nutcases running around here in Michigan too. Abdul. We'll be talking about him later, man. Abdul.
Oh yes, definitely.
We've already checked a box for him. That's scary enough. That's scary.
I know.
Before we get into the big news, man, we want to say rest in peace to a big star, Daly Parton. Let's take a look.
I just don't get into that, and so if you are deciding you may want to ask me something more serious, don't, because I'm not going to answer it.
We have a president of the United States who said those things on that bus.
I'm not addressing that. I do not get into that. Of course, I have my opinion about everybody and everything, but I learned a long time ago, keep your damn mouth shut if you want to stay in show business. I'm not in politics. I'm an entertainer.
And yet, you're also a role model.
Yes, I am. That's why I don't talk.
Smartest move ever by the late, great Daly Parton. You know, Stone Cold Steve Austin of wrestling never took a stance in the politics. He's an entertainer.
Same with Michael Jordan. He said, 50% of America will hate me and not have my shoes. Why would I get involved? Look, there was a great book that was written by Laura Ingraham many years ago called Shut Up and Sing. And Shut Up and Sing, her entire thesis was, we don't really give a damn what singers, actors, athletes have to say about politics. And I cannot tell you to this day, I have my inklings, but I cannot tell you to this day how Dolly Parton voted, what she thought, any of it. But isn't it interesting that all kinds of sides of politics came up and has had nice things to say about it? Look at all the people from Obama to Trump, who Bush and everybody came in and said nice things about Dolly Parton. You aren't going to find a bad word about Dolly Parton out there. She, was born very poor.
Of course, there was some liberals getting ugly about it yesterday.
Look, there's some liberals who are always going to get ugly about a lot of things, especially death, apparently. But this was a lady who came from absolute poverty. 11 children in her family, and yet never forgot where she came from, even though she was the reigning, dare I say it, queen of country music, and she was a hell of a songwriter as well. She's got a lot. She's was as prolific as Prince in many ways. She literally wrote songs for everybody. Starred in several movies. You know, from Steel Magnolias to Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, all kinds of movies in between. And yet, everybody came forward yesterday, and the president is actually going to, he's actually lowered the flags at half staff for the rest of the week. The Empire State Building turned pink last night in honor of Daly, and even Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace, they played 9 to 5 this morning in honor.
Yeah, the King's Guard did that, right? The King's.
Yes, for the King's Guard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So rest in peace. You know, prayers, hugs, all of that to her family and immediate, you know, friends and all of that. And God bless folks like that who kept it, you know, they played it straight. And I really, I have a lot of respect for her as a businesswoman, as a songwriter, as a talented musician. She did it right.
Have you been to Dollywood? Beast mentioned he lives 90 miles.
No, I actually haven't.
I've been to Dollywood. I didn't ever think I'd go, but my father took us there one time in Tennessee. When we were down.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, small. Wow. It was a small theme park, but it was fun.
No, I'm sure it was. I mean, you know, I'm sorry that she had such health problems at the end. We're all going to face it someday.
Exactly. We also lost this guy, Tim Curry.
Oh, yes.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
How many of us who are in my age range went at those midnight Rocky Horror Picture Show showings with a fully toasted loaf of bread? I did.
You went to those, Kay? My people, my generation, I should say, was probably, you know, I'm really younger than you, but we went to Pink Floyd at midnight, like Laser Light Show. We took bread, dude. I mean, we took dope.
No, he was great. I mean, it was a great movie. It was awesome. Love it. Loved it.
Rocky,
it was great fun. Now, I didn't go on Halloween just because.
Cult classic. Cult classic.
But it was also close to, you know, unfortunately, when those midnight showings were, they were close to Election Day.
So when you went to the midnight showings, did you dress up for it? Like,
oh, God, yes.
You got
all hell yes.
If you have any pictures of that, you can send us for X.
No.
That would be great.
No, I don't. I have no pictures.
Ox K. Who else out there would like to see K in the Rocky Horror Picture Show going there?
Nope.
Wow. We'll see what AI into life then. We'll have to work on it. All right. Continue to share it out far and wide. Tell the bastards what? There's no place left to hide. Our top story tonight, man. This is a devastating story. This is the guy, his family was shot at. He's dropped out of the race. And it was our side, too. It was a Republican, of all things. Check a look.
Aaron is the Republican candidate for District 1 on the Mecklenburg County Commission. We could see bullet holes in a tree, in his cars, and even on a basketball hoop. His kids and wife were inside when this all happened. The kids had actually been playing in the driveway a short time before the shots were fired. The mailbox was damaged as well. He says they called 911 after hearing what sounded like a car backfiring. And when police arrived, they discovered shell casings all over his driveway. He has no idea why someone would target his home.
This is happening in our community, in Huntersville, in what appears to be a safe neighborhood. Today, I don't feel safe to stand right here in front of you on this street. Our kids don't feel safe to be here. We don't feel safe to play in our driveway anymore. It is disturbing what we have experienced.
The Huntersville Police Department is trying to figure out the circumstances surrounding this shooting. The police report calls this a drive-by. We have learned from Huntersville Police Department that no arrests have been made, but Marin and one of his neighbors have provided Ring doorbell footage in the hopes that it helps.
Yeah, they provided the Ring doorbell, but the guy said he doesn't want to run no more.
Yeah, this candidate was running for office. He was the only Republican in the race. He dropped out. Now, it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And there's now no one in the Republican position in that race. It was because he was a Republican. You know, this is what I tell my son. My eldest son, Patrick, wants to get into politics. I keep telling him, have an attorney on speed dial, because I'm telling y'all.
I mean, he's trying to protect his family. That's dangerous. I mean, now the question.
Yes, it is for all of us.
The question to be like, you know, was it targeted? It had to be targeted at him. I mean,
Of course it was.
I don't see the hood gangsters coming out to get him or nothing, right?
Of course it was.
Targeted at
But
him.
it wasn't investigated hardly at all, and there's been no one arrested for it. No one. You think there weren't any ring cameras in Huntersville, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte?
And now they're getting the doorbell footage. Maybe we could check the flock camera. Heard a lot about those recently.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Huntersville is right outside of Charlotte. It's right near Lake Norman. It's not exactly a poor community. Okay. And no, you're right, Bright Eyes. It was Huntersville. It's right where Lake Norman is on the map. I've got family there. So yeah, it's not okay what happened, and I don't know that it's obviously it's not going to have any effect on the election whatsoever. So we've just lost that seat, which we shouldn't have, by the way.
Yeah, and now they said there's nobody opposing the seat without him there. There's nobody.
Exactly, and this is a seat we should nail. We should nail. Okay. Oh, Jess, you got a house on the lake? Oh.
Okay, but is there any chance he's out now? Can we talk him into staying? You know,
No, he's out. He's out. He withdrew from the race. His family's in hiding. I mean, look, Jess, if your uncle has a house on the lake, very possibly my nephew built it. Just saying.
Wow.
Just saying. He built a lot of houses on the lake. No, it's really sad. Look, I don't want to discourage anybody from running for office. I really don't. But you need to know the realities before you do, especially if the left gets a beat on you.
The realities. I mean, yeah. So that like when they run, they get no security from nobody. No, there's no Secret Service agents to protect those guys.
No,
they would have private security. But that's
no. You'd have to have your own security, and it's what can I tell you? It's expensive. I mean, look, I've got friends out there right now who, just because they're podcasters or, you know, VIPs of some kind, they spend $1 million a month for 24-hour-a-day security.
And that's a high cost. That ain't cheap to have 24-hour security. So yeah, that's terrible. And to think we're going to lose that seat just because of this nonsense.
I know, and there's no reason why.
We can get
it is solidly Republican. There's no reason.
And now it's going to be Democrat.
Yes, it will. Most likely.
This guy didn't want to just keep the campaign going from a safe house somewhere.
I would have, but then again,
let's say you said it's predominantly red, right? So if he won and he gets a seat, then what do you got? Some protection then? Do these senators get some protection?
No,
but they can afford it. Am I right? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
So he's
not everybody. No, look, it was a city council seat. So it's not that. I mean, it's not that high up on the. It's not a senator. What they have when they get to the U.S. Capitol are the Capitol Hill Police, and sometimes if you have a threat level that reaches a certain level, then they do have a VIP protection unit, and they work with the FBI. But other than that, no, you don't have your own security. None.
It's horrible, but the guy's just thinking about his family and his kids.
Of course, I don't blame him. Look, when I ran, I was getting bullets in the mail with, my family's name on it, my name on it.
But did you have security though?
No.
You had none while you were.
I was getting, pictures of my kids' schools.
What did you do when that happened, Kay? Did you call the police or what? How does that go then?
No.
With no security, did you report this or?
There's nothing to report. To whom? To whom? I mean, look, it's some nameless keyboard cowboy somewhere. I wasn't going to let him stop me. Hell no. But, my kids grew up in this atmosphere. So, they were used to it. I pissed off plenty of leftists and a few on the right.
Well, thank God nobody ever drove by though like that. Because like I said, it's Braun. It's sad the guy dropped out. It's awful. We're going to lose that seat, but he's doing what he has to do for his family, in his mind.
I mean, it is, and I understand it. Everybody's got to do what's best for their family, and I understand. But y'all, this is the cost of being involved now, and we saw it nearly a year ago on September 10th.
Damn straight. All right. Now this is now up next. Vivek Ramaswamy. I said his name was Salami earlier, Kay, but that's just my.
No, Vivek Ramaswamy. This is something I'm pretty excited about, actually. If he does win for governor, Ohio. Remember, I said a long time ago, Ohio's going to be in play. Watch it.
All right.
You watch.
Continue.
And this is it's about state income tax, getting rid of the state income tax in the state of Ohio. It will do more for the economics in Ohio than you could possibly imagine.
Right on. Let's take a look. Continue to share it out far and wide. Tell them there's no place left to hide.
Income tax down from not just 7 brackets to 2, as the leadership has done, but down to 0 brackets because we're going to get rid of the income tax in the state. 0 income tax in the state of Ohio. It is your money, not the government's. You deserve to keep what you earn. We got to celebrate hard work and success. And if 8 other states have managed to do it, then so too will we here in Ohio. People ask me, how are you going to do it? Well, look, if we're the state that sent somebody to be the first man in the world to walk on the moon, this will not be the greatest challenge that Ohio has ever conceived. End the existent spending and overspending of waste, fraud, abuse in different parts of the state. Take a rational approach to get there. First, eliminating capital gains to allow for business formation. Articulate this to the rest of the country. Let the rest of the country know we're right here. A good governor who can market the state to the nation so people move back, so we have economic growth that allows us to go back to 0 tax. We're going to get there while also bringing down the property tax burden in this state, which has gotten way too high. It is unjustly high in the state of Ohio. There are Ohioans probably in this room and certainly not in this room as well. Even the protesters across the street suffer the same problem, paying as much in the interest payments and principal payments on your mortgage as you are in your property taxes, which makes you feel like the land you own is just a lease from the government. That's un-American. It's unjust. It is antithetical to the values of Ohio. We will put a ceiling on the percentage of your land that can be assessed as a property tax, because that, too, is part of what it means to stand for capitalism, success, and private property in our own home state. We're going to get that
done. We seem to like it. What do you think, Kay? Ohio going to look this guy?
Love it. Okay. Look, the states that are that are going through the highest growth in their state GDP are the ones who don't have an income tax. And, states like Tennessee, Texas, Florida, they don't have a state income tax. And that works beautifully. It's an economic boom. Now, with the property taxes, limits on how much they can tax, that's a start, because as they transition through the, getting rid of the state income tax, I would imagine that's going to go lower and lower and lower until that's eliminated. And part of it is making sure that states are spending what they're supposed to be spending and not spending what they're not supposed to be spending. Texas has done it well. Florida has done it well. Tennessee has done it well. And given that Tennessee's proximity to Ohio, obviously they want to be competitive. So the free market is working in this case, and it's actually, it's showing these other states that are high tax states, you're losing people.
Yeah, and Move to Beaufort said the states that are using it are soaring. They're doing great.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Oh, okay, yeah. Alaska is a no-tax state, but there are other problems in your state, okay? Other things. And clearly, higher taxes that are the invisible sorts of taxes that states put on everything from gasoline to you name it. I mean, everything, okay? So Alaska, you're right. You're right. Has no state income tax. It's not a solve-all, but it's a start.
There we go. Buck says Vivek needs a little double trouble. Bodie says Tennessee and Florida seem happy. I think people are for it. They should implement it across the state.
100%. Why do you think all those Wall Street firms are moving to Y'all Street in Texas? It's because they're able to lower taxes. It's better because they're raising taxes, both personal and corporate. So corporations are shutting their doors on Wall Street and moving down to Dallas.
Moving down to Dallas, Texas. All right, you guys, we've been talking some deep stuff. Let's get stretched out here because I had that dog up here. It bit me. It's gone already. You see little Winston over there, Winston Leo. He's doing pretty good, though. He behaves, unlike Chico, man, who already made a scene. So rock and roll. Let's stretch it out, then we'll get back to all this political talk. Midnight Circus.
the mix. Turn it on loud. DJ Daly Fix. On the rhythm. Can't resist the play. Just one more hit up. Daly Fix.
You know,
You got it all the way over her head. A little stretch out. You move on.
yeah, a little stretch. Great.
Dude, y'all needed it. I did.
Uh-huh. No, look, your mom might want to ease up on the midget stuff.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Ease up, man. You got to tell my son, the cat meme king out there, that who's off this week on vacation from the coast to coast trucking life, and look what he picked up.
Oh my God.
Wow. We're proud of Todd out there, man. Keep it up, coast to coast. You are the king of the road. His hands are a little full.
Little bit.
Kid's doing good for himself. Kid's doing good. All right, back into the thick of it. Graham's, what is this? His wife, his daughter, his cousin. They gave her the job.
Okay.
This is
Darlene Graham won in the South Carolina primary last night. You know, look, both of the Trump endorsements in the two states, Oklahoma and South Carolina, both Trump endorsements won. You know, Darlene Graham, I know that there were a lot of folks who wanted to see Ralph Norman win. You know, it's Lindsey Graham's sister, though. I think there was a sentimental favorite, plus the Trump, endorsement helped. But also remember, Ralph Norman was one of the chief spokespersons for Nikki Haley. Now, he did not piss off Trump because he did not say nasty things necessarily about Trump. So, Ralph Norman's a good dude. He really is. I've met him on a couple of occasions. But, part of the issue here is what kind of a senator will Darlene Graham be?
Yeah.
I kind of wish that Trump had stayed out of this in a way.
It kind of seemed like Game of Thrones to me. It was like this Targaryen gone. Now we're getting this Targaryen.
And I understand Move to Beaufort has concerns about her being another Susan Collins. I don't think that's going to be the case.
Susan Collins, Maine?
Yeah.
She's done for this country, her youth and vigor, and you're going to question it? Jesus.
No, I don't think it's going to be the case at all.
One of my favorite there on the Hill.
Now, Susan Collins is the best we're going to get from the state of Maine. It just is. Maine's a weird state electorally, and she's the best we're going to get. All right, she really is.
You sell her so short. Why, Kate?
She comes through in the clutch every once in a while.
Well, of course she does. She's full of youth and vigor. She's one of the hardest working people on the Hill.
Okay.
I can't wait to have her on the Daly Fix.
Yeah.
He's got something to say about her. You're tearing her apart. Man, if she ever watches this, you're doing a great job, Collins. Keep Maine MAGA.
No, but here's the thing about Darlene Graham. I think during this learning phase in particular, she's not going to be Lindsey Graham. Lindsey had a very specific task list, little to-do list he was doing. And part of it was falling on grenades for the president. He was very helpful to the president.
Right.
This is why, y'all. This is why I never went after Lindsey Graham. I knew what he was up to. I know there were folks who didn't like it, but he served a very important purpose.
Exactly.
Will she do the same? No, because the chits aren't going to transfer to her.
Return.
But at the same time, she's more domestic policy than foreign, which is fine. Lindsey was not some war hawk neocon from hell. He actually wanted to stop wars, and he was all about the president's agenda.
I'll tell you what, we're happy, but she can only hope to reach the brass ring of Susan Collins. Let's see what President Trump has to say.
But she was very much about affordability, I think more so than Lindsey, much more so. He had some unbelievable things going, but he was really about foreign nations not hurting our country. He was about Iran not having a nuclear weapon. He felt so strongly. Look, if that ever happened, if they ever did, they use it. They'd wipe out Israel immediately. They'd wipe out the Middle East. And you don't think they'd be coming here? You'd say, which city is next? You're not going to let that happen.
Wow. What do you think, Kay? You did give her the big endorsement. You think that's what helped her get pushed over the line?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it was a must win. It was because the messaging is not where I want it to be. I don't think it's where any of us want it to be. But you know, they're falling back on defense right now about Trump and Trump's numbers and poll numbers and blah 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 and midterms and all of that. But you know, quite frankly, and I'm going to say it again. I really wish he'd stayed out of this race. And I mean, it's not that I was thrilled with the Nikki Haley endorsement from Ralph Norman, but at the same time, let's give Darlene a chance. You know, I'm willing to. She's part of the Senate Republican Conference now, and
give her a chance. Send her the starter kit. We'll see.
Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, we'll see. Thank God it wasn't others who could have won. So.
Exactly. Speaking of others, the next up is Abdul Saeed of Michigan for the Senate.
Oh, yes.
People are really not taking to him. Some people are. The CNN is very concerned about his name being used. They're saying this is like his full name might deter the voters to think, hey, he's a Muslim.
Yeah, he doesn't want his full name, Abdul El Said, to be anywhere. If you look at his yard signs, it says Abdul for Senate, whatever. Look, Tim Scott, who you'll see in this next clip, is the National Republican Senatorial Committee chairman, the NRSC chairman. So he's the one who's in charge of campaigns in the leadership for the Senate. And it's a leadership position. Senator Tim Scott is from the state of South Carolina. And he's got something to say about Abdul Saeed. Look, his name, okay, Barack Hussein Obama. Let's see how many times we can say that too. It works, especially with the warnings that are going out there about Islam right now. So sorry, all's fair in love and politics.
For certain is that Abdul Saeed El Said is making it easier. Why? Because he is inconsistent with Michiganders of either side of the aisle, by the way. Someone who wants to defund police, defund ICE, who wants to abolish our concept of a border. He's just wrong for Michigan.
And I saw your early attack ads against him. You're using his full name in these attack ads, which has gotten some attention. Abdul Rahman Mohammed El Sayed. He goes by Abdul El Sayed. Are you trying to say, hint to voters, he's Muslim?
Not at all. What we're saying what we're only saying to voters is a simple thing. He says he's the most dangerous candidate you can find. He's right. We should trust his words, not ours.
But why not just use his name, Abdul El Sayed, which he goes by?
Well, listen, I go by Timothy Eugene, and so I get called that all the time. Here's what I know without question. It's about what he stands for. And we're going to focus and bring attention to the fact that not only is he sympathetic for Hamas, not only does he run around with Hassan Pike or someone who said that Americans deserve 9/11, he should be held account for exactly where he stands.
What has happened in my country? Back in the day, this guy couldn't get close to making people believe his shit. What is going on? Okay. And this guy's right. We should be exposing everything he stands for and putting it out there so people can realize they're not listening. They go to work, they go home, they want to watch Survivor. They need to see this for what it is. They're not talking bad about this guy in mainstream media.
Yeah, this is look, this is a race to watch. I think it's going to be one of those bellwethers, particularly where it is, the great state of Michigan, Drax.
Yeah, we got Mike Rogers. I'm going to try to get up there and go to one of his events, try to liven the enthusiasm.
I would hope so. You know, we have a real shot to take this seat. We really, really, really do. But they need to start spending money now. Usually the traditional starting gun in the fall campaigns is Labor Day. I think we need to start now.
You say spending money, maybe Mike needs money. How is he going to do that? Does he need to reach out? Is there somebody we can call? Can you send me emails, maybe 3 texts? I mean, what does he need to do to keep Abdul out of here? Because I think
they have $800 million on our side.
800 million. 800 million. We can't get it with 800 million.
They're deciding pretty much. Okay, in campaign finance, it's about when the spending takes place as much as anything. Mm-hmm. You don't want to peak too early. You don't want to peak too late. Part of the problem with fundraising is that a lot of times you don't get the actual money into your campaign, whether it's from a national PAC or whatever, until later. And so you can't necessarily, you're trying to plan for what you're going to spend either on ads, get out the vote, all of that. I would do all get out the vote, almost all, AI ads up the yin yang. But get out the vote is the most important function, I think, for that money right now, whether it's Michigan, Ohio, North Carolina, Texas, Georgia, all of it. Even Kansas is in play. My God.
Wait,
Iowa.
get out there, get ads and flood them on the TVs for these older voters that do not watch the
Yeah, you've got to do that, and all of the robocalls and everything else that you do. But they have to plan for it early, early, early. So when you see money that's left over in a campaign, the reason is because it has not gotten to it fast enough. And so it's not that they didn't want to spend it, it's that they didn't know how much they were going to have to spend. And so, yeah, a lot of times there's money left over. That's why also people overspend on stupid crap in campaigns.
They say go to Drax's house and register. Yeah, you know what? I would let them all sleep in the backyard to get and have to see this guy not elected. This guy is very dangerous. That's even what Bodie points out.
He is dangerous. He is dangerous.
And we should all in Michigan doing everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen. Because I think
Yes, you should.
gonna
If you do not have a text list or an email list that you are sending out messaging to right now in your state, whether it's Michigan or not, you're not doing your job.
Look,
Look, A to B and A to B communications, okay? The most trusted links, the people you know that you can text, that you can email, people, you know, at your church, even, you know, if there's some work folks that you know would be interested in the messaging, friends, acquaintances, all of that. You need to make sure that you have those lists and you're sending out messaging, okay? I will start putting up very shortly. I might do it in, if you haven't joined the Daily Corp Room, you might want to, because that's where I'll start putting message points that are helpful to send out. How about that?
Right
As
on.
an incentive.
You can always reach out to us to join Daily Corp. You are right. Move to Buford said Republican turnout is pathetic lately. Republicans' biggest problem nationwide. It always is. We get, what did that word? Hey, complacent. We get once we have power, you know, of everything.
Yes.
We can't get complacent. We got to get out there. But Michigan especially. And we need more voters like the one we saw in the last episode from Flint, Michigan that says they've had enough of the Democratic Party. They're ready to make a different choice.
There may be folks who are pissed for one reason or another at this administration. I don't care how pissed you are. I really don't. I honestly do not give a crap. What I care about is that you're going to get out and recognize what is coming if you don't vote. Okay, what is coming is scary, and there's a clip coming up later that you guys need to understand what you are doing by staying home, by not helping.
Look at this.
Okay?
This is all the mosques across the country.
Yeah.
Don't let these people get power. It'll be the worst thing ever. It's already the worst thing that's happening.
That's part of it, okay? But that's covering the Red Green Alliance, you know, Muslims and communists. It is really, really, really terrifying to see what is in our future if we do not do our jobs. I don't care if you have heartburn over one issue or two issues. I don't care. I don't care. What I care about is we do our jobs, hold on to the House, hold on, especially to the Senate. Especially to the Senate. And they shouldn't be able to win. If we don't do our jobs, it's going to show.
It's going to show. You're going to feel it. All right. Speaking of feeling it, man, Jesse Waters had a chance to interview Abdul.
No.
You dodged again. Sex changes for minors. Do you support that?
Look, you know, I remember having great conversations with my conservative friends about right-to-try legislation. The idea that the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. I just think the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. And if you're a minor, it's between
You want to
your doctor
try on
and your
kids?
parent. Now, if you disagree with that, if you disagree that health care decisions need to be made by a doctor and their parents and a patient, then we think we agree to disagree. But, you know, you want to put government inside a clinic
you're
or
a doctor,
hospital
right?
selectively. I am.
So you think
Well,
it's okay
go
for
ask-
a parent to
you don't
slash
believe me,
his
so just
kid's
go ask Columbia
thing-a-ling off?
University.
You think that's okay?
I mean, do you really want to have this conversation? Are you circumcised?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a
Jesse, are you?
personal question.
Okay.
Doctor.
So you probably should want to move on. You probably should want to move on.
Is
Yeah,
circumcision's different than castration?
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you think that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
Abdul, Michigan's not going for that. That is sick stuff.
Wow.
Circumcision is the same thing as full castration of children. Really? Doctor, I have news for you. I'm not an MD, and I even know that is so far from the. Look, it's like these women who run around saying that everything is a potential abortion that happens for women. You know, when you're removing contents of a uterus. No, that's not necessarily true. If you are, if you have a miscarriage, they do something called a D&C. Now, it's very similar to what happens with an abortion, except the child is already deceased. So it's not an abortion. It's not even close. What they do in abortions, if you have not seen it, may I suggest you do, because it will change your entire world.
Definitely.
But why is a doctor, an MD, saying that a circumcision is the same thing as castration?
Crazy person. He was bouncing around a Blues Clues commercial. He's a crazy person.
Yes, he was.
And I would let all you good people come. If I could get you registered to vote and have you stay in the backyard, sure, I'd do it. We don't stop this. It's the beginning of the end. I'm telling you.
It is.
And they get in because we're all stupid and complacent. So make sure you guys are getting off your asses and voting out there. It's the only way to stop them. Especially if you're in the sound of my voice from Michigan. Do it for your own. Do it for your own future's sake.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Do it for your family.
Rock on. Moving on through. It's good to see a lot of new people rolling on in. I see JB down there, who hosts that show Factor Foolery Thursday nights at 8 p.m. EST out there on X Spaces. This guy up next, he's took a lot of heat. This guy's the Jelly Roll.
I just Bud Lighted myself. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The cool meme that was out there. I think Bodie posted it. Gunther reposted it. The thing blew up. People have been loving that meme. Jelly Roll. Now explain it to me. Who the hell is Jelly Roll, Kay?
Jelly Roll is a singer. He blew up in the past few years. I mean, just really country singer. Okay.
Oh, he blew up in music. I thought you meant in weight.
No, well, he actually lost weight.
That was.
But no, he said something nasty about the president, and that's not okay.
Yeah. So unlike Daly Parton, he decided, hey, let's commit career suicide.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
So he really did take a stab at the president. Didn't he say he was a sloppy man or something in the White House?
Yeah, he was making fun of the president's weight and blah blah blah. He did this on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, right? So I don't know. I don't have to tell you, man.
Making fun of the president's weight.
Yeah,
but he's a big boy himself.
I know. Well, no, but he actually lost. He lost a lot of weight.
Oh, through Ozempic?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wow. I'm thinking about trying.
I have no clue how he lost weight. But yes, he had the country music audience. How do we lose the stage, Drax? I'm getting across the live that we've lost.
Hang on, we'll go back up. We'll go to the other stage. I'm never using that other stage again. That's what's causing the glitch. Now we know. Really? This is how we test people, thanks to you.
Oh, man. Yeah, there we go. Yay.
There we go. We should be panning back out here.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
There you go. I had to unplug it, plug it back in. There we go. That screen there seems to be, that's the one that does it. Now we know. Thank you guys.
There we go. Whatever works. Whatever works.
This guy rolls, so we're canceling him. We're done with him. We don't like him.
I think he made a major mistake. I really, really do. He made a big mistake.
Big mistake.
We'll see what happens to his career now.
Well, like I said, man, sometimes they swim back, but I think like Daly Parton was right. Don't even take a side if you don't want, I think it's good for someone to do take a side, but the ones that took Kamala's side, they got burned.
No, I think Drax, what happened, I honestly think this is what happened. He went on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever it was, and he got part of a script, and Kimmel can't stand Trump. Okay, so I think he thought it was going to
He
be
might have
funny.
walked into it then. He might have walked right into it.
Exactly. And it's sad, but dude should have had better sense.
Yeah, I think if I went to any show like that and they gave me a script to read, I would come to that line and say, well, I'm not going to say that.
No.
I would check out what I'm agreeing to say. All right, man, rock and roll. Moving on through New York City. Let's take a look.
Unlicensed vendors are swarming the Brooklyn Bridge. They're selling hats, fruit, and they're taking advantage of tourists.
Because they are everywhere.
But there's a more disturbing side to this story. The small children who are plying the trade. Kids are out here and some of them appear to be all alone.
Excuse me, how much is the fruit? $5.
Do you work here by yourself?
No, my mom's in the.
Ah, okay. How old are you? Wow. Just a bit further across the bridge.
How much is this? $10.
Vendors with licenses are allowed to sell over here off the bridge. Sammy's family runs this licensed ice cream cart and says his own daughter can't even work legally for him.
Against the law. You have to be 18 and over, but you see all these illegal vendors with kids up to 8-year-old kids working illegally. This is where we've been for 20 plus years, and we follow and we obey the rules, and underage kids are not allowed to work in New York.
Obviously, the child workers is a big issue, but the most ridiculous part about this video is that these legal vendors have to be in this designated area off the bridge, and then the illegal vendors can just set up shop right on the bridge. I mean, look at this. They just put out a blanket and they can sell whatever illegal stolen goods they have. No licenses, no taxes, no age restrictions on workers. And I don't know if you've ever been on this bridge, but
Come on down, it's New York, the new world. What do you think, Kay? 8-year-old kids out there selling that shit.
I smell trafficking.
Or it's just, and some of them I think are just their kids.
I smell trafficking. I swear to God, kids are being trafficked. I would bet money that there's some who are on the trafficking kids list from the Biden administration, who are trying to work off a debt. And they're being forced to do this, among other things.
Becoming the third world, they're saying down there.
Welcome to it. And it can come to a neighborhood near you if we are not doing our jobs for the midterms.
Got to do your jobs, baby. Got to do your jobs. And New York is crazy. It's like night and day compared to what it used to be. And
Yeah,
people
exactly.
they want to move the Wall Street down to Texas. Are they really going to do it?
Yeah, Wall Street to Yall Street. You know what's funny? I would bet money Tom Homan is already all over this about New York. He has such a heart for the kids in particular that I would bet he's looking real close at who took that video, and he's probably going to go take a look-see up there.
Unbelievable, man.
The rumor.
But they warned everyone. He got in. Things were going to change. Doesn't he want to have the government run grocery stores?
Yes, that's going to be an awful lot of fun.
Free grocery store?
Yeah, wait till you see. We got a video coming up in which you will see what government-run grocery stores will look like.
All right, rock and roll. Let's take a look at the next clip. I believe this is the funeral I came across in the feed. This is nuts. You guys got to see this. If I see it, you got to see it. This is a Muslim, I think, funeral type thing. It looks like they were digging at dirt. Check this out. Man, Shay, I'm going to give him a hand, I mean, wow. What does anyone out there know what that was? Because
Was that the Ayatollah's grave or something?
they're eating the dirt, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Most women in Islam do eat dirt.
What is wrong with these people? What is wrong?
Yeah.
Get more of that. We got enough of that move to Buford, what we just saw, wherever that's happening. I mean, well, yeah. So does anybody know? Was that a Muslim funeral type thing? I mean,
Must have been somebody of some import that they really are upset of his demise.
Well, I understand him walking up to a coffin, paying your respect, towards the end, putting a hand out there. I mean, we've all been there. It's sad, but we do it. But what? That's like desecration, if that's what I just saw. I mean,
My
well,
mother and
to these people.
tomorrow is the 29th anniversary when I lost my mother. Okay. I probably would have, she would have come back to haunt me if I had behaved like that or thrown myself into her gravesite or any of the other things that happen, even outside of the Islam faith.
Probably would have acted like it for a second for local PD would have rolled in and took you away for a minute. Maybe had you get a 3-day vacation. You know what I'm talking about, where they give you the Thorazine drip, Kay?
Yeah. My husband would have had me committed. Yep.
Exactly. It's nuts. Wow.
And with good right.
Ever since I went to Dearborn, my feed is filled with this stuff.
I believe it. And we've got some folks I think you're going to like who are going to be guests coming up on the show, thanks to your little visit to Dearborn.
Oh, hopefully so. And speaking of that, Dinesh D'Souza, who wrote one of my favorite documentaries, you guys got to check it out on Salem Now, The Dragon's Prophecy. Teaches you so much about these horrific people. Now he's gonna do his another documentary on how they're already here. It's not like it's a surprise anymore, and how people can actually help stand up to these people.
You need a wake-up call. And so this film we're doing is that. It is showing you in an undeniable way, this is Islam in America. Not it's coming, but it's here. And not only is it here, but you don't know what to do about it. And there needs to be an understanding of the nature of the problem and also how it can be resisted. There are some people who think, I'm not sure if I agree, that a lot of the blue states are like gone. They're lost. Europe is lost and the blue states are lost. We're going to be doing 5 case studies. One is kind of Mamdani's New York, because Mamdani is like, think about the Red-Green Alliance. This guy embodies both. In fact, my wife Debbie, she says, Mamdani is like an Islamic victory monument over New York, in the same way that the Dome of the Rock is a victory monument over the old Solomonic temple. Then we're also going to be looking at Minneapolis, which has a kind of Somali dimension, Detroit and Dearborn, Michigan, and then also looking at some of the red states.
Wow. Dinesh, man, he is a classic. He makes some of the best documentaries you'll ever see, but do check out The Dragon's Prophecy. I can't recommend it anymore because, wow, it's taught me so much about these people, woke me up to them and what's really going on with them.
Absolutely, Drax. And in fact, he's got the best son-in-law ever. Brandon Gill from the great state of Texas. I'd like to see him be governor someday in Texas, wouldn't y'all? But no, Dinesh has been working on this for quite some time. And we will see. This is going to be a great,
Montana, New York, Minneapolis, and Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great set of case studies. He always, he works on his facts very, 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 very hard to get it right. Brilliant guy, great family. I'm looking forward to it.
Right on. Up next, man, more about these crazy-ass Muslim people. Buckster sent this one to me, and I said, what am I looking at? Now, he says this is on the left hand of the screen, we're going to see where the little girls that deny marrying don't want to be married. And they drag them with the chain. And I didn't want to play, just that. So I have this Catholic priest guy who's giving his little history lesson about these people. Let's take a look.
Oh, that's racist. You're being a racist. Come on, these Christians have known who the Muslims are for 1400 years. Ever since their satanic religion started. It's satanic. It's absolutely satanic. And again and again, the Catholic Europe, Christian Europe, has had to defend itself against the Muslims. And now the Muslims are sweeping in, and all the stupid liberals are saying, oh, come on in, we love you, we want you. In a German railway station, the young women, the sweet girls appear with the placard, "We love you, we want you, come in." Oh, how stupid.
Horrible seeing those kids drag like that. Older clip of that Catholic priest there, but he had it pretty much laid out. We know it's a satanic religion.
In the Hadith, which is a supplement to the Quran, it talks about Aisha, who was a child bride of Muhammad's, married her at 6, consummated the marriage at age 9. This is something that if you are a believer, which you have to be, otherwise you're a kafir. If you're a believer in Islam, it is the word of God, word of Allah, and it is infallible. So they promote child marriages. And if you look at the Middle Eastern states today, there are very few. I can think of one, Jordan, I think it is, that age 10 is the limit. Otherwise, there's no limit. Okay? We're talking about child rape here. Sorry to say it, but that's what we're talking about. And it's in the Hadith. Cam Higby, who we followed in Portland and Minneapolis and other places, he's been doing remarkable work. Go and check him out on YouTube, because he's been doing remarkable work studying not only the Hadith, but the Quran, and he's learning Arabic, and he has been confronting Muslims on social media and trying to tell them, look, this is what is in there. Explain it to me.
Yeah, explain it to us like we're 5.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. These people
It's sick. It's sick stuff. I hope to get Cam Higby on soon.
lie when necessary to protect Islam. They even have a word for it in their black tongue.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's what they will do. And so they try to make the same. It's interesting. They have the same kind of excuses that they give for this illiterate cave dwelling child predator that they worship. And they, if they're Sunni, that's one thing. They don't necessarily follow the Hadith, but it doesn't matter because it's still part of the religion, and it's Shia, and that's what is happening here is Sharia law, and it's not okay. And part of it is lying to the infidels when necessary to try and either convert or die. Our Bible does not ever say convert or die. It says go spread the word, the gospel, all of that. But it doesn't say we kill them if they don't convert. Say what? No. Sorry. So yeah, that's once again, it is women and young girls who seem to be the most abused in this religion, and yet it's liberal women who seem to be just fine with it.
We used to be a country that wouldn't stand up for anything like that.
One would think.
It's a weird day, we're becoming people just like with the school shooting when they start getting used to it. And that's
until they feel it affects them.
You can't be used to this. I mean, you can't get used to it.
You have to explain to folks why it's important. Why should they care? Why is it relevant to them? And you don't do it in DC speak. You don't do it in legalese. You do it in language that moves them. And we haven't done that as much. All right. So yes, you're exactly right. Move to Beaufort. This is what happens when you don't learn history, civics, and economics now, isn't it? Because it's hiding a more dangerous message, which is pro-Marxism.
Definitely. Do the right thing, people. Stand up to these Muslims, man. They're not invading. They're here. Make sure
yes, they are.
Oh my God. Continue to share it out far and wide. Telling me what? That's right. No place left to hide. Okay, Benny Johnson's up next. And now I'm trying to still understand this one. I wrote it down quick. Silver Bullet land. What did you mean?
Oh, yes. The landing in Russia. Okay. Yes. This today, the CIA director landed in Russia, in Moscow. They thought they were being invaded. It was kind of a surprise visit, apparently. And they took the Silver Bullet, which is a particular airplane. It's not the Doomsday plane. That's what you're thinking. It's the Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet is a plane that is entirely a skiff, which is a secure. There are no there's no way to get, with the exception of the pilots, obviously, information in or out. So it is a secured plane environment, which the CIA director has access to, obviously.
So the last time that Russian leaders met with American leaders was in Alaska, and there was the Anchorage agreements signed that were supposed to end the war in Ukraine, or at the very least disrupt it slightly, but that didn't work out. In fact, the war in Ukraine is worse than ever for both countries, and it's really bad in spite of the fact that Donald Trump did the single most alpha thing that's ever happened, actually, in American politics, which is fly a B-2 bomber over the head of I mean, the most incredible moment, maybe, like, arguably, like, this side of, like, Hirohito, like, surrendering aboard a U.S. aircraft carrier. Look at how Putin is actually Game, respect, game. Anyway, it just happened again. Do you understand this? Do you understand what's happening? Nothing happens, and then suddenly, all at once, everything moves very slowly, and then suddenly, all at once, the world changes. A highly unusual movement of a U.S. Air Force C-17 transport aircraft just landed in Moscow, flying in restricted airspace. You're not allowed to fly to Moscow. No American official has flown to Moscow since the start of the Ukraine war. What's going on here? I'm sure they're just refueling. No, they're not. A U.S. Boeing C-17 Globemaster III strategic airlifter descending into an airport in Moscow on Tuesday morning. The cameraman screams in Russian, "We are under attack." There we go. Okay. Does Russia have these, like, cute little shopping malls? Okay. Have you ever shopped at a Tom Taylor?
They were screaming they were under attack. Or we're just planning.
Supposedly. Look, this is, do not sleep on this little news story. Okay, this is really important. It's the word is on the street that this is akin to the Cuban Missile Crisis somehow. It's that important. That quite literally there is something going down for the CIA director himself to go to Moscow. And a lot of attention has not been paid recently to Ukraine. And
still attacking Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine and Russia. But this is big, y'all. This is really, really big. And do not take this story for granted. I think there's going to be some big announcements coming out of Moscow soon.
Wow. All right, man. Well, check in with Sylvia Roden. She'll probably know maybe some of the dark side over there of what's going on. But the CIA there, that always tracks something that will be happening. What do you think it is? Do you have any idea, Kay? What do you think? Because he's about Ukraine. That's what I guess.
I think it's Ukraine, Russia. I think it's maybe having to do with oil as well. There's all kinds of theories out there. I haven't nailed down one yet, but everything I'm hearing is that it is. I mean, it's very tight right now. Look, quite frankly, this feels big. This feels big.
All right. Well, we'll wait and see, man. How the great Russia. All right, moving on through. We have Tucker Carlson. He's always stirring up trouble, right?
Oh, God. Do we really?
Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Let's hear what he has to say.
And then you look at what's going on in Spain, and then you say to yourself, oh, maybe mass migration is used as a weapon. Well, of course it is. It always has been, and always will be. I mean, when I was in middle school, I remember I got into a fight with a Jewish boy, and he used an immigrant as a weapon. That's right. It was a small little Mexican man named Jesus. He took him and he swung him. He did. He swung him at me several times, actually, like a lot. And thankfully he missed, but you could hear him. What you do? Got you. so he tried to use a Mexican immigrant. Now, after I was attacked by this student who happened to be Jewish, he happened to be Jewish, and I love Jewish people, I do. There were claw marks, and I remember that. Haven't forgotten it, and you shouldn't either. Whiny bitch. So he tried to use a Mexican immigrant, tried to use him as a weapon, and this, of course, happens repeatedly today, as we know this. Israel continues to use immigrants as weapons. We look at World War II, the Allied forces, so-called Allied forces, they bombed Dresden using immigrants. They dropped a lot of Mexicans on Dresden. We know that, we do. A lot of people were killed. They were murdered. They were. That was, of course, until they started using atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, which were not invented by people. Like, I don't believe that. I never have believed that. Not for a second. That atomic weapons and the atom bomb was invented by a person. It wasn't. It was invented by an alien, maybe from Mars or even Saturn or Spain. They weren't invented by human beings. They were invented by demons. And when I was molested by a demon in my sleep, I could feel its warhead going off in what looked like a mushroom cloud in my bed. I do remember that. I do. And even my dogs were like, that's a demon and that's an atomic bomb. And so you look back on World War and death and murder and the use of immigrants as weapons, which was disgusting. It was. And immediately you're called what? A Nazi? An anti-Semite? Oh, shut up, Nazi! And so you look back at World War II and you look back at the outcomes of World War II and you ask yourself, are we better off? Using immigrants as weapons, whether you're a school bully or you're a military, we don't do that. And I say that as a man, as a white person, as a Christian. I really believe that. And atomic weapons were not made by people. People aren't real. Nothing is real. What is this? Are we in a simulation? I don't know. You okay? Is there anything else? What are we doing here?
Just keep riffing.
Did Erica text me back?
I don't see anything.
No?
Yeah, no response.
Nothing?
Yeah, sorry. Still unread, actually.
Okay. Megan?
Oh, yeah. Right away.
Of course.
I really thought it was Tucker when I clipped it and put it in there. Wow. When you start talking about using the Mexican kid as a shield, I looked up and said, oh, shit. Oh, shit.
God. AI Tucker Carlson. No, actually, it isn't AI. It's God, I forgot his name. It's a comedian. I'll look it up for you guys. But yeah, gotta.
I really thought when I put it in, it was
He does a very good Tucker.
Rock on. I think he's better than Tucker Carlson. More on point. He's got the voice down though. Unbeatable.
Pretty true.
All right, man. From Tucker Carlson to Wanda the Ballot Stuffer. The legend of Wanda the Ballot Stuffer continues, but now they're chasing her down on the streets.
Remember her? Bridgeport's alleged ballot stuffer, Wanda? She got a face you don't forget. Johnny sure hasn't.
Wanda. Yes. Arrested for ballot fraud. What's going on? Stop following me. Excuse me, Wanda. What's going on? Wanda, you were also caught stuffing. What happened? Wanda? Wanda, don't you want to come clean? Wanda, what about the person whose ballot you've been having for 10 years? Wanda? Wanda, what happened?
Wanda got out of Dodge. Hey, explain this. A ballot stuffing. She's going around.
Bridgeport, Connecticut, which you don't. God, why? Bridgeport, Connecticut is a deep blue stronghold. Why? Why? Okay, whatever. There must have been some local race.
Going to get arrested for this? I mean,
okay, she did get arrested for election fraud. I don't know what the state of her case is.
will these people see jail terms? Or is Wanda just crazy? Is what I'm trying to say. Is Wanda just a nutcase?
Looks like she's been stuffing more than ballots. Is that a weight joke?
The legend of Wanda the Ballot Stuffer.
Yes. No, Bridgeport, Connecticut, one of my best friends who is a liberal, actually from college, is from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Believe me, I know about Bridgeport. Yeah, it's blue stronghold.
He said it's a blue stronghold and she's trying to help them out.
Why?
America's dumbest criminals.
Honestly, why? I don't understand. If it's a case in Connecticut, Yeah.
Would it
I don't know. It'll go our way.
She's a Democrat. Yep. Her immunity. All right, rock and roll. Moving on through. Dan Bongino up next, Kay. You sent this
Yes.
It's about.
This is really, really, really important. I'm going to do a mea culpa here. Anna Paulina Luna. I had my issues with her at first. She didn't start out too well in her congressional career, and she was sort of lumped with MTG and Lauren Boebert and those folks. Okay, I made that mistake as well, but there's a lot more than just a pretty face to this gal. She's been put on as chairman of a committee on declassification in the House, and I was wrong about her. I'll just say that right out front. I was wrong about her. She has a new chief of staff who I know very, very, very well. Ever since he's gotten on board, he really has directed her towards a much more substantive sort of output from their office. And this is probably one of the most important videos we're going to play today, because you all need to understand the warnings that have gone out. Kudos to Dan Bongino for picking this out. Kudos to Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna for taking point on this, because y'all need to understand that what I am babbling about half the time is exactly this. I'm warning you about the communications in this. So good job, Dan. Good job, Anna. And please take this to heart. Share it out.
Folks, very important video clip here. This is Congresswoman Anna Luna. She is talking about this thing I have been warning you about. I saw a couple of friends of ours on X, part of the Bongino Army out there, tweeting about this morning. I put a like on the tweet saying, hey, Dan's been warning us about this since he got out of the FBI. This is starting to sound serious. Now you got other people jumping in, and that's good. It's not my message. It's a message I put out there. Watch what you consume. The people trying to influence you are trying to tattoo on your brain a self-destructive message. Here's Anna Luna with Politico. Check this out.
What prompted this to be such an issue for you?
I know a lot of influencers in the, right-wing Republican space, etc. And I had heard about this kind of happening on the back end. But ultimately, what really kind of pushed me to forward this is I online was realizing the amount, and we're also too getting, various briefings, etc. But when you see the amount of bot farm activity, and then you see, for example, X come in, they'll do a massive purge, and then literally the dynamics of the conversation changes. You realize that although we are unique in the sense that we have the, First Amendment and free speech here, it's naive to think that other countries aren't going to use that against us, and they do. And if you're looking at these various organizations, how they operate, the funding mechanisms in which some of these foreign actors will use to kind of, wash the money, and then ultimately how influencers have really replaced legacy media as trusted resources that individuals will look to get their information and news. It's time that Congress kind of take that into account, and it's time that our laws are updated. And I will say,
hugely important clip there. Enormous. Folks, enormously important. Someone put Bongini in that. I didn't have to rub a lamp. Is now everything I told you over the last 6 months since I've been back out here with you, is everything I told you starting to come true now? Man, you were warned. Now you got a congresswoman saying she said briefings, correct? You heard it yourself? Maybe they're the same briefings I got. You think I'm lying to you? You think I just threw that out there on random? Let's make up a story today, Jess, about foreign money trying to influence Republicans on all kinds of. Why would I do that? I have zero interest whatsoever in saying something to you that's not factually accurate. It only builds credibility as all of these things I told you were going to happen are now happening. All of these things are coming out, and everything I told you is now being reaffirmed by other people like Anna Luna saying, yeah, man, the briefings were pretty fascinating. That there's a bot army of people out there on X. Sometimes you go on X, you swear you're in the minority. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm crazy. You've seen it. You'll post something like, wow, Those are pretty great numbers by the president on the border. You'll get if you have a big following, you'll get 1,000 crazies in there like, the Jews, screw the Protestants or something. You're like, where did that come from? The answer is, she's telling you.
Wow. You got a point there, Kay. We're in the minority.
Look, from
he's having the same issue the rest of us. Like we put something nice out, then you get tired of people. It's the Jews. It's the Jews.
Exactly. See, and this is all messaging I've told you about from the beginning. I've tried to keep it on the straight and narrow and give you guys the absolute truth. If I cannot prove it with at least 2 sources, I'd like at least 3, but go for 2 if I have to. I'm not gonna spread it. That's not what I do. But I'm proud of Anna Paulina Luna for making the staffing decision she had and for getting to chairmanship of this committee. She went from show pony to a workhorse. So God bless her and what she's doing. But please understand there are an awful lot of influencers out there who are not going to tell you the truth, but are doing it for clicks and money. And actually, NC, it's the love of money is the root of all evil.
There you go.
Bible verse.
My God, I see Natalia came in. It's good to see Natalia from High Card Entertainment, and Jeff X Memes is here. Good to see Jeff tonight.
Jeff, it's good to see you.
Speaking of somewhat of a meme, the next video is about the future.
Oh, I love this video. This is a video, and play it if you can, the whole thing. It is so worth it. It is a Back to the Future. What's going to happen in 2050 if we don't do our jobs?
Yeah, we'll play the whole thing. It's only 2.5 hours, so sit back, get you guys something.
No, it's not.
All right, let's take a look.
This video is going viral for all of the right reasons.
Housing is a human right.
People over profit!
Workers deserve more.
Defund the police!
Oh, I hate it here. Just literally get me to the future.
I'll take you, let's go!
Seriously?
Buckle up and get ready to see the future you've been waiting for.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Where are we?
Your hometown. In the future. Housing's guaranteed now. Everyone gets a home of their own.
Wait, everyone gets free housing from the government? Ooh, can mine be near the beach or have a pool?
Maybe, but probably not. Beach property is very rare, so you'll probably be assigned one of these.
Oh, but I don't want to live here.
Well, you don't have a choice. Can you believe it? The future finally has zero waste.
Incredible. Can I please have an iced oat milk latte? Did you bring your own mug? No mug, no service. Oh, okay. If I bring my own mug, can I get the oat milk latte? Oat milk latte? Oat milk is very wasteful. We only serve black coffee, nothing else.
Forget about the coffee shop. Wait till you see the government-run grocery stores.
Wait, you mean to tell me the government pays for my groceries now?
The future is bright.
This can't be right. $40 for eggs? The coupon is only for $100. I won't be able to afford groceries.
The future is also a little bit expensive.
Oh my gosh, someone call the police!
What do you mean police? There's no police anymore. Have some compassion. She's probably having a hard time.
I think I have to get out of here.
No problem. It's a perfect time to show you the public transit. It's all free now.
Oh, that's good. Wait, why isn't anyone driving them?
Workers deserve more, so the drivers don't actually show up usually. But they're nice trains to hang out in.
I don't think I'm feeling so good.
You'll be happy to know that healthcare is totally free now for everyone.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, you came at the right time. The wait for an appointment is only 72 days. Wait, are you serious? Well, if it's an emergency, it's only a 2-week wait. I need to go home. You need to take home, please, right now.
But Maya, this is the future you wanted. Isn't it wonderful?
Take me back!
Socialism is going to destroy our country if we let this ideology take any more hold of our young voters than it already has. Because the only way people will learn that it doesn't work, if we keep going in this direction, is for them to experience what socialism results in. poverty, tragedy, violence, starvation, etc. That is the only way people will learn unless we start educating folks on why socialism does not work.
It's not a pointless story. Socialism does not work. My dad always said it starts off wonderful, then it ends in a breadline.
This video actually was done by the Independent Women's Forum, one of our organizations, and it was started actually by a very dear friend of mine years and years and years ago. So kudos to them for putting it right where it needed to be, the messaging, all of it. Share it out, clip it, share it out, do it. And that little dash of humor on it, perfection. But it shows something really, really, really serious. And the people who are utilized in this Democratic Socialist for America, I got news for you. You're going to be the first one lined up on the wall by your overlords when they take over.
Lisa said, just send them to China. That video's too light on it.
I prefer North Korea.
Powerful message. They do got to educate people. They don't want a future like that, I can promise.
Yeah, it really is. It's very instructive. Look, let your creativity run wild. Run ideas past me. I'm happy to help with messaging or whatever. We need to get our AI game on point, y'all. And I know Spencer Pratt led the way. We still have work to do.
We do have work to do. Speaking of work to do, November 19th itches near for the release of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if I'll be leaving by then. Me and Buck will probably be on that game 24/7. So, but we got bad news on the front of Grand Theft Auto. Apparently, there's a leak, and this guy has the footage, and he's showing everybody. He's writing messages with his gun. It's awful, So somebody's always got to spoil it. Let's take a look.
The GTA 6 leaker has a full copy of the game. This is now the worst leak in gaming history, and Take-Two's stock is plummeting. After spending 2 days publishing clips, the hacker now has followed up with actual gameplay, and he proved it by writing his name in bullet holes on the side of a wall. And would you believe it if I said that it gets even worse? A second hacking group has now claimed that they too have access to an Xbox build of GTA 6. According to these new hackers, this is a fully playable build, not just a demo area, and supposedly this can all be traced back to a hack at Rockstar India. According to them, they extorted the IT director there to get an Xbox dev kit build of the game, but this kit is reportedly older than the PC version that CyberLeak has, and the hackers are now even proposing a trade. And I'm not done, because it got even worse while I was writing this video. A pirated copy of the game has now supposedly been leaked online too. I do not encourage you to seek this out, because more likely than not, it is someone trying to take advantage of the hysteria to get thousands and thousands of people to download malware. But on the off chance that this is legitimate, we are living in a timeline where Rockstar chose not to have physical pre-orders specifically to prevent leaks, and now there is a pirated version of the full game of...
What a catastrophe. But if the person out there is a fan of the Daily Fix, make sure you send me a copy of GTA 6. 2 of them.
Oh, God, please, no. Look, okay. Glad to hear that. I guess your game is out there. I don't know. GTA is not one of my favorites. Mostly because I think...
I was going to get you a copy for Christmas. How dare you.
Yeah, great. No, look... I wouldn't allow my kids to play the game because it is gratuitous violence. It is not violence violence like, Call of Duty, COD, is different. It just is. This is civilians killing civilians gratuitously for the fun of it and for points.
Well, it used to look real, man. When I was growing up, it didn't look as real, but now it's real. I mean, these graphics.
Exactly. And that is changing neurotransmitters in brains, young brains. Please watch what your kids are involved in online. But also, speaking of leaking, on Monday, 2 or 3 Secret Service agents were frog marched out of the White House for leaking. Has to do with that whole changing of the planes thing in Turkey. And bringing going into sneaking out in a the catering truck and all that. Yeah. So they have been literally put on not only administrative leave during the administration or during the investigation, but also they are persona non grata at the White House. They've been shut out of all federal buildings.
Thank God. Yeah, Beast, you are right. With COD, you're shooting bad guys. You're not just going up in buildings and taking out a grocery store.
The biblical principle of just war. Why not?
An arcade, game, an arcade style. That is true. Moving on through, even though I am looking forward to November 19th. Don't care, Beast. Looking forward to it. This is about the woman who killed her kids. And this guy, I'm not even sure who this guy is, but he really was standing up for,
Right in this clip.
Yeah.
This is a meltdown of epic proportions. It shows you the type of gals who are supporting Lindsay in this. What is it? Lindsay Clancy or whatever her name is. I can't remember her name.
Mrs. Clancy.
Yeah, Mrs. Clancy, who threw herself out a window.
Demon. I don't have to put a picture of her up. You guys have seen her all over the feed. She looks like a demon.
Yes, look, it is when you have a feminist philosophy that has the whole yes queen, boss babe kind of vibe, and then you add to it a distinct there's a lack of respect for life. And that's the whole abortion thing that the feminists brought on as well. This is what feminism has wrought. And there's no better example than the gals at Code Pink, Medea Benjamin's organization. She hangs out with Hassan Piker in Cuba, places like that. They're both in trouble for it. Gosh, I hate that for them. But Code Pink has shown up, and they are the ones who are running this bizarre mental illness among women to support this child murderer, this mother, I use the term loosely, who decided to, I guess, a very late term abortion.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God! They
And
should be
your
commended. They
sexism
didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering. These are man-hating women that are standing outside. This is what it's about. They think the husband did it. They're crazy. They've lost their mind.
Do you know why they're
waving for a murderer?
Do you know why the woman is in a wheelchair? Did you even notice that she's
couldn't care less. She's a murderer.
Because she jumped out the window after this happened.
So she should have. I'd have pushed her. They say that Lindsay was in psychosis. I think these women are suffering from psychosis. They've been watching too many true crime Netflix dramas. This was a incredibly privileged woman, incredibly wealthy. She had a nanny, and she's still complaining that she needed help. She could not have got more help from the system that she already have received. This is a murderer who strangled her children one by one. One of the boys ran away, and she chased him down and killed him.
Laurie Watkins. What you just said was absolutely disgusting.
Thank you.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you.
And you can hear that he's not. Okay?
Why? Because it's true.
You clearly don't care, so pipe down.
I don't care. And by the way, men watching this, if you have a woman sat next to you on the sofa who is defending this murderer, you got to think deeply about this. I've seen weddings.
So we need to have some empathy
with. Talk to your women and find out what are they thinking. They're defending this woman. It's
I don't think anybody's defending what she did, but you can have empathy for what she went through and how she. I know many women that this has happened to. No, they did not kill their children, but they also, what you failed to mention.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God! They should be commended. They didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are.
I like what he said. Should they be commended?
Exactly. Look, this is what happens when you devalue life. When you, these are women who clearly have never heard the word no in their lives. It's just so hard. She had a nanny. She had help. She had all this medication. Look to Big Pharma. I'm so tired of people talking about APAC as a lobbying force when you look at Big Pharma as the top lobbying organization in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you put them on 50 or so different medications for life. This is what happens. I would bet that there's some contraindications between those medications which probably caused a lot of her problems. In addition to 50 years of Democratic education, lack of history, lack of civics, lack of economics. This is what happens when you indulge this crap. Gentlemen, I apologize on behalf of my gender. This is what makes me nauseous at times about being a female when I see things like this, because I didn't have a nanny. I didn't have help. Oh, hell no. There was no help. I brought my 3 kids with me everywhere. So, no, sorry. This woman, I have no sympathy for her. And that gal who was just in the clip is typical of the insanity that's going on. And I apologize on behalf of my gender.
Yeah, and I just got a word from Buddy. Closing arguments in this Clancy thing have already happened. So now we just wait the verdict. Come down.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor and Nut Ward. I mean, one of the two, right?
Yeah,
There's
exactly. Exactly. I mean, if I would bet money, look, NC, you're right again. Look, Big Pharma is a machine. It is number 1 on the power lobbying rankings, whereas APAC is number 167 or something. I mean, come off it. You know, APAC is not our problem. I would put, you know, the NEA, the National Education Association, higher as a problem than APAC. Give me a break. They've always supported more Dems than Republicans anyways. And this is the result. I'm not saying we're going to get, you know, look, I want every person here to be able to go and redress grievances with their government. That's what lobbying is. That's what you are supposed to do, is go and talk about things that you care about. And whether it's with a lobbying group or whatever, I want you to be able to do that. It's part of the First Amendment. But at the same time, to sit there and blame only APAC, what?
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop. This is what we were talking about earlier with the messaging, okay? There's very powerful forces that are making it sound like 1930s Germany up in here. And that's not okay.
Big Pharma, the ones who brought you Oxycontin and danced in and out.
Right?
Nobody's business. Like, it was
Exactly. Look at the whole trans thing. You think that Big Pharma was not part of that? Yes, because once you get them on the hormones for life, that's what they want. Okay? And frankly, since most of our medication is being made in China, which is a problem in and of itself, I'd say Big Pharma ought to take some of that lobbying money and redo their entire industry instead.
They're sick people. When they were doing that Oxycontin testing, they knew everybody was all screwed up on it, but it just pushed it out forward anyway.
Yeah.
It's going to be a catastrophe.
Oh, yeah.
Country.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And they're still in the top pole position in lobbying influence.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, if I see it, you people got to see it. Now, check this out. Now, I've never been a fan, and okay, I've seen some crazy stuff out there on my walks. If I seen this, I would quit walking. All right. I would be done. All right. We don't have these in Michigan. Thank goodness. Check this out.
By God, he's in there. Wow.
Burn the place and move right now.
I tell you, if I saw that on my walk, I'd never walk again.
No,
Did you see
no,
the size of that thing? My Lord.
no, thank you. That's a whole lot of nope for me.
You guys hear the noises that thing? Oh my God.
Hissing cobras. Yeah, not, no.
Cody says she's blocking me. It's done. Yeah, that stuff is the stuff of nightmares. You go around and see a cobra that big.
Leave it to you to have Animal Kingdom again.
Yeah, I hate snakes too, Lisa. But like I said, if I have to bear witness to it, so do you people. And wow,
Oh,
that
God.
was one that I was like, wow.
I apologize, Bodie.
That's the second time I've sat through that, man. That is one angry cobra. You wonder, like, what's he doing there? Why is he hanging up there? I think it's the guy's.
I don't know.
Nobody should
Why
be.
would I know that? That's
Nobody.
not my
I mean,
subject matter
I
expertise,
don't know
darling.
what country that was from, but nobody in the United States should be able to have one of these as a pet.
No.
It's a danger to
No.
society. Dangerous to society. Wow.
No, burn the place and move. Sorry.
Yeah, burn and leave. I would. I'd move to Alaska, somewhere where I know that creature does not roam. Yeah. Have no. All right, man. Let's get off snakes and back onto something better. This is the Reagan clip you sent in, Kay.
Yes. Okay. At the RNC in 1992, Ronald Reagan said something that still applies today. And I really, really, really dig Reagan. Named my daughter after him. My family actually knew him, worked with him. And what can I tell you? This voice from the past should be a warning for the present.
To top it off, they even tried to portray themselves as sharing the same fundamental values of our party. But they truly don't understand the principles so eloquently stated by Abraham Lincoln. Quote, "You cannot strengthen the weak by weakening the strong. You cannot help the wage earner by pulling down the wage payer. You cannot help the poor by destroying the rich. You cannot help men permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves."
Ronald Reagan speaking the truth as always.
Yes, it's 1992. It was after he left office, clearly. But at the same time, he speaks truth. And quite frankly, we should be spreading a lot more Reagan clips out there. I know that, look, there's no perfect president. There's no perfect administration. But he still was one of the best. He's the one who helped take down the Berlin Wall. And quite frankly, we need to do it as well now, right?
Like the Nixon maxing. They could do Reagan maxing. All these old presidents, they did a lot of good stuff for us.
Oh, yes. They did, didn't he, Leo? Leo was a big fan of Reagan.
That dog woke up. I thought you gave him enough. I thought you gave him enough Xanax to stay asleep the whole show.
He doesn't have Xanax. Why would I give a dog Xanax? He's tiny. Him's tiny. Him's tiny. Look, he's got his little Drax outfit on. He's got his bling. He's got his hat. He wouldn't wear the glasses. I apologize. And then the prince has arrived. Yes. See, he's trying to be Uncle Drax.
Yep, there he is. There you go. There's Uncle Drax when he was like 30 with my dog. She passed away. I was taking her to a costume thing. She did.
Clearly.
Little poor Elizabeth. She was miserable.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, sweet pea. Yeah, I mean, he wants to
got his head back.
This is, I mean, literally, Drex, what can I tell you? This puppy idolizes you. And even though he's an intellectual and has this, but he wants to be you.
You probably better babysitting that Chico dog I had in here earlier. The thing bit me and ran off. I haven't seen it.
Well,
I gotta go check on that dog when I get off the air. I haven't seen it since.
Oh, dear.
Apparently, it did not like the Daly Fix, but hey, here we are. All right. We'll check on Chico in just a little bit. New sponsors for the show. We'll be checking in with Secretary Jessica, see if she can link up with these people. I think they would be great.
1, 2, 3.
What the hell is that?
Let's get them. What do you guys think? Those are epic.
No. And by the way, is he going to get much bigger? Leo's not going to get much bigger, but listen to me. He is a lot of boy dog. Lot of boy dog. He is he's a lover, not a fighter. Chicks dig him.
The dog's the luckiest dog in the world. He's getting raised on an island in paradise.
Yes. Yes, right. You love your Uncle Drax.
There we
Yes,
go.
you do.
Good little Winston, Leo. All right, man. Moving on through cell phones in schools. I'm always surprised they were allowed. They complained when I brought a scientific calculator, and I was just trying to cheat on math. Wow.
That I
And
was old.
now they're, the cell phones. I'm always surprised they let them into the classroom. The cell phones. I mean, wouldn't that be distracting enough? Let's take a look, though. Apparently, they're cutting them out across the nation.
Strict cell phone use in schools. It's been about 2 years. Do you have a sense of the benefits, the results that we've had since that time?
Yes, we do. It's just beginning to come in because there are now a few states that have had it for a couple of years. And what we're seeing is the main reason to put it in was because classrooms are out of control. And this from my kids going to New York City public schools. So many kids are on their devices. They're watching TikTok. Some of the boys are watching porn. They're not learning. Test scores are going down. So classroom dynamics was horrific. And what we hear everywhere, this is like the universal report. What teachers say is, I got my students back. They say the students are interacting. And the thing I love the most is they say, we hear laughter in the hallways again. We hear the lunchroom is so loud. We haven't heard that in more than a decade. So it's having a huge effect on the culture. Research on test scores, there are about 5 studies that have looked. A couple of them found a small improvement. A couple of them found none. No studies are finding harms. And a number of studies are finding decrease in disciplinary incidents because almost every fight starts on social media. And so when the kids aren't on social media during the school day, there's just not so much craziness.
In Australia, they passed a law saying that teens were not allowed to be on social media. But apparently 3 months after the 16 and under ban began, a lot of those teens figured out a workaround or they're lying or something. Do you have thoughts on the effectiveness of a ban like that?
Oh, yes, I do. Look, the story's going around that because most kids can get around it, therefore the ban has failed. And that completely misunderstands what the law was designed to do. The law was designed to say, you know who's responsible for policing ages? It's not the parents, it's the companies. It says on the companies. And so Australia made the companies responsible. They all did something. They all did some sort of a check. They did it badly. They're using weak technology. So in this first 6 months, 8 months, most kids are still on. But now there'll be multiple cycles of enforcement and the companies will get better and better. Here are the 2 big things that Australia did. Australia changed the world. One, age assurance technology. Now there's a market for it, so it's getting better and better. Google and Apple now have products that will help make it easy. And the other is that the world is following. More than a dozen countries are committed to doing this. And this is incentivizing the platforms to actually make their platforms safer. They had no incentive before, but they don't want to get caught in other countries' bans. Right. So the Australia ban has changed the world and made it easier for all other countries to do this in a very effective way.
Well, we thank you for coming on the show and keeping us posted on all of this. Our audience is very interested in it. Jonathan Haidt, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a lot. So he's saying that the companies are at fault and they need to start monitoring their own. I mean, to me, I think the parents can just say no phone in the class. The teachers can say no phones, and that's pretty much it. And what a shocker! What a shocker! They learn more, and they might start communicating with each other.
Yeah, look, one of the major portions of this upcoming midterm convention is going to be about school choice. And I think it's a real opportunity to talk about parents and the decisions that they make for their kids in terms of educational achievement. Honestly, the schools that do not do this, kids are not learning, and it shows in every single study. So I'm hoping that this goes back to some basics for us during the midterm convention. I'm going to be there, by the way, in Dallas. So I will try to do as much live streaming and that I possibly can. But one of the things I think you guys really, really, really need to focus on are messaging like this to particular populations that are affected by poor education choices. When you don't have phones in the classroom, there isn't a distraction. When you have uniforms in schools, clothing is not a distraction. And it's put back where it should be on educational achievement. So, educational choice is a key. And the NEA will not allow it. And yet the leadership of the National Education Association, they send all their kids to private schools. Now, why is it okay for them to send kids to private schools? And they don't tell their constituency. But worse, you have a real problem, Drax, with a with the NEA deciding to tell parents how it's going to be from Washington, D.C. That should never be a one size fits all. Let teachers do what they do best and teach the kids in front of them in their classrooms, working with parents. Let the parents choose what's best for them.
Okay, what about this school uniforms, Kay? What about those?
School uniforms, studies have shown that school uniforms are very helpful for educational achievement as well, because look, you have some kids who, they have an amazing closet, right? And so they're fashion plates every day. And that's a distraction again from the primary mission of schools. But when you put them in uniforms, the focus goes from, unfortunately, poor kids versus rich kids, kids who get what they want versus kids who don't, all of that. You have that distraction going away. And instead, it's put back on educational achievement. And the competition goes not from, it goes from clothing to educational achievement.
Yeah.
So I'm all for school choice. I don't care if it's charter, homeschool, school, private schools. I don't care. Or even a different public school district. Whatever kids, wherever kids learn best and wherever the parents believe that their kids will learn the best. It should match up with values, and it should be a hand-in-hand thing between parents and teachers. Plus, if you look at administrative at educational attainment, there is no link between educational achievement and spending in public schools. There just isn't, because they waste a lot of their money on administrative overhead.
Yeah.
Fat bureaucrats who don't do much.
With these cell phones, you can take them like during the day, but when they get out of school, they're going to be looking at the same stuff. That person's right, Liberty's right. They're still seeing the same, seeing all that.
Homeschooling's come a long way.
I hate to say it. When we were in school, I think we'd been the same way. Like, fine, if we can't use it at school, but when I get out of school, I'm going to be using that phone as much as I can. I mean, I think the same.
But that's again the choice of the parents, not the kids. It's not this is a dictatorship, not a democracy in my household. And I'm telling you, it should be up to the parents, period, end of story, not some bureaucrat somewhere.
Exactly. All right, moving on through. A little storm action that happened over there in China. Wow. Let's take a look. Damn. Wow.
I know. Whole town wiped out off the face of the earth.
Earthquake.
Yeah, that was after an earthquake. Exactly. Whole towns wiped out in China. Whole towns. Wonder how His Excellency is going to deal with that.
Sending a cleanup crew. That's probably all that's left. It looks like those
A lot of death. A lot of death.
Running.
I know.
Running. No shit. That would be scary as hell to experience.
Horrifying. And I bet they didn't have a warning system. I'll bet you.
Like I mean, well, how can you? I mean, it looked like the land just enclosed on them. That just happens like a avalanche.
It does, but if there is an early warning system, you can actually tell when earthquakes are going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not a mystery anymore. But yeah, that's tragic.
That
it's
is
absolutely tragic.
This is
and the fact that they're in a communist country, we need to highlight. What are the communists doing?
You are right, though. This is 2026. You think they could have known something was coming or something was going to happen there. This isn't
exactly
in England.
Exactly. So, who knows?
Wow, a lot of news. Dog Day. It's been fun, but I'm not going to leave you with nothing. Okay. Now this is Mississippi Midget Wrestling. Good friends of Drax. sent in this clip. Let's take a look.
Midnight circus, heartbeat in the mix. Turn it on live. DJ Daly Fix. On the rhythm, can't resist the play. Just one more Daly Fix.
Mississippi Midget Wrestling, man, rock and roll. We love to have you here on the show. You're welcome as a guest anytime. I'm sure your political views are valued.
Was that sumo midget wrestling?
It's kind of like a version of Rikishi's move back in WWE days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. He did
Again, out of my subject matter expertise. That's your deal.
Oh my goodness, man! But I do hope one of them hits me up on that. We could have a nice Mississippi midget wrestler right here on the Fix. I'm sure it's political.
Oh, please God.
By everybody out there on X. I'm sure they'd be valued. Well, they're just as good as the stuff in X Spaces.
Oh my God. Listen, while you are away, by the way, I'm going to have a special space September 17th on Constitution Day, y'all. You won't want to miss it.
I'll tell you what, we'll probably try to put that in our ear. Kay Daly will be hosting a space. That don't happen as often.
No, it doesn't.
I take that back. You used to host Pub Chat.
Exactly.
Remember, I turned it over to you at one point and said, I can't take it no more. Yet I just wanted to scoot the other chair over and be the co-host.
I know.
Well, I remember why, because I had to sit between Thelma and Louise, you and Soviet Roden. I was like, I got to scoot over. I got to deal with Roden. I can't do it if she's way over there.
No, Leo and I will hold a space on Constitution Day.
All right.
He's a constitutional scholar, don't you know?
Well, he is smart. He even looks like a little smart dog. He'd sit at the front of the class. Speaking of the front of the class, Friday nights at 9 p.m. EST, there's only one place to be. Joe Lanou and the Night Court crew. Click that one. Joe Lanou and the Night Court crew, their hit show, The Grand Jury, Friday nights at 9 p.m. on X Live and Rumble and over there on YouTube. Afterwards, they have an after space. Make sure you check it out. Joe's always hosting a good show. All right. Then Sunday nights at 8 p.m., High Card Entertainment's main surprise, man. Get down there to X Spaces. Request your song and hang out with DJ Pixel.
Tonight, glamour so thick you can feel the light. Shops on the table, bottles on ice. We don't play fair, we play for life. Team High Card Entertainment, we own the night. No hesitation. Ace of Spades, our queens. Luxury dreams make them scream.
That's right, 8 p.m. EST on Sunday nights. Hang out with DJ Pixel, Natalia, and the rest of the crew of High Card Entertainment. They're always putting on a great space out there on X.
Yes, it is.
There's only one place to keep those kids safe. 3D Response, the multi-layered solution.
All our thoughts and prayers are with the people in Colorado.
His thoughts and prayers are with them.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their families.
My thoughts and my prayers.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims.
The thoughts and prayers.
That makes a difference. Thoughts and prayers make a difference.
This is not the first time. Our thoughts and prayers. Our thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts.
Our thoughts and prayers today are with the victims.
Our thoughts and prayers should obviously be with the 10 victims.
3DResponse.com, the multi-layer solution. Rise above the debate. Check out their website at 3DResponse.com. You can download the literature there for your school boards and to hand out to your communities all around to keep them safe across the country. Also help them out through supporting them by their merch, man. They got cool t-shirts, hats, mugs, and everything. Check them out at 3DResponse.com. Thursday nights at 8 p.m., the new hit space out there hosted by Jersey Boy Joker and Lisa. That's right, it's Factor Foolery.
Raise your chin, take the floor. Fact or foolery, hit the score. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Fact or foolery. Judges take the floor.
That's right, 8 p.m. EST on Thursday, Jersey Boy Joker and Miss Lisa. Get on down there to X Spaces. It's a great new space going on. You go in there, you tell a story, and then they decide if it's a fact or it's a foolery. If it's a lie, if it's a fib, you can tell any story you want down there, a fact or foolery. Check it out at 8 p.m. EST on X Spaces. Well, Kayla,
I may have a story for Thursday night.
can't wait, man. I think of them all week. You know,
I know.
Most of the time, I can just rummage through the brain of mine and figure out something crazy in my past to tell you. But sometimes I think one day I will tell a foolery. I haven't done it yet. I'm as honest as George Washington in there. Cannot tell a lie.
Oh, come off. Do you people believe that?
I didn't say Nixon. I'm as honest as Nixon. All right, man. Wow, good show, Kay. It is Wednesday.
Yes.
We'll be back Friday night, 8 p.m. EST.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We'll be back Friday night. And it's thanks to you guys that we are able to keep coming back. And it's a privilege to get to do this. I will have much more information for you by Friday on some upcoming things. And looking forward to all of our friend shows and, I guess, new sponsors.
There we go. Always new sponsors. Always new sponsors. And I'm hoping the Midget Wrestling down south might take us up on a sponsorship. I'm going to be talking to them.
Oh, God.
I'm working on it, Kay. I am working on it. All right, guys. Like Kay said, without you, it wouldn't be possible. And thanks for coming in. Continue to share it out throughout the night, man, so we can get as furthest reach out there as possible to get these great messages that Kay brings to you Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. EST. If you can't be good, well, there's nothing else to do. Get your ass out to X Spaces. Come off mute. See if the old lady gives you the boot. Direct message her and say, look, we're just trying to be nice people, but we're just bad.
Green, green, green!